I guess she was in a situation with a Cape Cod. You know, you have the knee walls. Now, is the square footage limited on that second floor, the knee walls?
Yeah, it is actually. So when you say the knee wall, you're talking about the angle of the of the
Or
second floor,
the roof,
right. So we go off of a height variation there, but the biggest thing is take your Cape Cod and come 5 feet in. Okay, so once you come 5 feet in, that's when your square footage starts.
Okay.
If you have enough headroom. Okay, if you don't have enough headroom, it comes to like a point, and that point's like 6 feet up in the air, then that's considered to be a finished attic, not considered to be second floor square footage,
So
right?
you can't count it then.
You can count it. You can get a credit for the finished attic, but it won't be considered to be quote unquote square footage.
Okay.
And that'll be a different adjustment place on the appraisal is what happens. And this is what happened about a year ago. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, our beloved Big Fannie, they established what was called the ANSI standard. They adopted that, which stands for the American National Standards Institute. And we now, as appraisers, are required to measure to the ANSI standards. So that's why if you're agents out there or your real estate brokers or homeowners, you may see the appraiser measure the house on a little different of a standard than what they have before.
Let's talk about square footage.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Sure you did.
And many realtors they don't know what square footage is. Well,
Right.
we go to the county records right now and get it. But where do they come up with it? I don't know.
Well, that's a very old sketch from a long time ago.
Yeah, right,
Probably,
right.
most likely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they'll take the room dimensions and they'll multiply them and add them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's not real square footage.
Square footage is measured by the exterior measurement of the house.
Exactly.
Right. Unless you're dealing with a condo, that's an airspace, so you're measuring the inside. But the exterior of the home is the square footage of the house. That's how we have
that includes your hallways, your bathrooms, your closets.
All the studs in between.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah, that's how we do
all
that.
Living square footage.
And that measurement that you were doing, those measurements are so important because that is a big legal situation when it comes to buying a house. You know, Are you buying a 2,000 square foot house? Or are you buying an 1,800 square foot house? What are you buying? And that's a big deal. Remember, most appraisers don't value property per square foot.
Good.
We value based on attributes of the property and location factors, but we don't break it down per square foot like Zillow would do and other types of algorithmic situations would do. We don't do that. Okay, so there's a big difference there. We break. If you take a look at an appraisal report, you take a look. Have you seen the grid, the sales grid on the appraisal report? Every single one of those pieces of the pie, and there are like 26 of them, stand for a certain attribute to that property, and that's what we adjust for is that attribute. Okay, we break that down. So you can't say that a house is worth $150 a square foot when one house has a certain condition and another house has a certain condition.
Yeah, one has the granite countertops and the really nice manufactured flooring and the stainless steel brand new appliances and brand new windows and all freshly painted. The one right next door to it, the same footprint, the same style home and everything, but it's tired.
It doesn't have that.
A lot of deferred maintenance needed.
So are they both equal to the same square footage? No.
I would say no.
No, they're not going to be. And what about your lot size? What if you got 2,000 square foot homes, but one's on an acre and one's on 5? You see, so that throws it off. And I think that a lot of your big algorithmic platforms like Zillow. What's the one that you use? What's the one that
RPR, Realtor Pricing Report?
Yeah, they use price per square foot too, right?
Yes.
And the biggest thing we get on a reconsideration of value is price per square foot.
But they allow us to go in and make adjustments.
That's always good.
We can look at all the comparables. We can look at all the pictures. And I can make adjustments. I can go two ways. I can do a seller report or a property report. And the seller report allows us to go in and actually make dollar adjustments.
Right.
To if this one's a little bit better, if the subject property needs a new roof, needs painting, we can estimate that and add in and it'll calculate it.
At the end of the day, don't use that as a primer in a way because the appraiser is going to break it down differently. But square footage is everything, and you're going to see that more and more agents are going to be running up against ANSI standards and appraisers. Like I said, the most important thing you have to remember, this is the most important thing, when the appraisal is being done for a loan, who is the appraiser's client? It's always the bank. It never is the homeowner. We have no duty to that homeowner. So if you're a homeowner and you're relying on that appraisal to make your decision if you're going to buy the house, don't, because it has nothing to do with you. It has only to do with the bank's risk assessment.
And it's not either realtor either.
No, there's no realtor. No, we don't. I hate this. We don't care. I mean, all we care about is an accurate opinion of value for the lender to use to handle the risk assessment to make the loan. That's what it is.
Is it helpful for us to show up when you're there and hand you a file with all our comps that we come up with and the list of updates?
It depends if you're obnoxious or not. But no, it's helpful. I mean, it's very helpful in the fact that, some of that. Let's tell you what, when we get back from the break, let's talk about that.
Okay.
And let's talk about all the issues that can come up. Okay.